video is gonna be all about skincare, and more specifically, I'm going to focus on how to handle those random skin freakouts, as I like to call them. In my moving vlog video from a couple weeks ago, I mentioned, and I'm sure you guys could tell by the video and the state of my skin, I was having one of these skin freakout moments. I've talked quite a bit about my journey with acne and how I had pretty severe acne as a teen and actually worse as a young adult. I truly feel like the oil cleansing method saved my skin and my confidence. And I've talked about it in a video before. I will link that in the description box below. I'm also gonna do an updated blog post explaining that process and my specific journey of fixing just the constant acne. But today I'm just gonna focus on those freak out moments. And I don't mean a blemish here or a blemish there. I mean when your skin just kind of all over or a lot in one area breaks out and you have no idea why. But I've developed a method of handling these times and I wanna share that with you guys. So step one is locating the problem. A lot of different factors and variables could be causing your skin to freak out. Are you using a different product? Try to figure out what that product is. It could be something you've been using for a few weeks and your skin is just now fully reacting to it. Sometimes a new product instantly makes my skin red. That's my main issue with my skin. But other times it gradually clogs my pores and then I have a breakout a month into using the new product. So it can be kind of disappointing, but it happens. It could also be stress induced. Personally, I think mine was a combination of things, but definitely moving can be stressful. And I think that was a big factor to do with my skin freakout. It could also be diet change. And that doesn't mean a bad diet, that you're eating too much dairy or too many sweets or too many bad things. It could be a diet change for the good. A lot of times when you change up your diet, your skin will actually purge those toxins and all that nasty stuff out as you're getting healthier, and your skin can get worse before it gets better. Maybe keeping a food journal of what you're eating so you can see if you're eating differently than usual, if you haven't purposely changed your diet. And like I said, if it is for good, then just kind of wait it out and let your skin purge. Give it a month. If it's still bad, then reassess. Step two is do not overdo treatments. I know it's so tempting to put sit cream all over and majorly dry or majorly moisturize or all of this stuff, and you really could be not doing yourself a favor. I am so guilty for this. My face was so dry after moving. I broke out, but then, so I had these pimples, but then my skin gets really dry on top of it. It's a horrible combination that I've discussed with you guys before. And rather than exfoliating off that skin right away, I was just putting moisturizer on it constantly and nothing was happening. I needed to get rid of the dead, flaky, nasty skin first in order to fix the problem. Luckily, only a day or so into me not handling this well, Vanity Planet sent me their Ultimate Skin Spa. It's their new spin brush. I've talked about their spin brush before and love it. It's been such a key factor in keeping my skin nice and clear. I am definitely the type of person who is kind of afraid to over exfoliate or exfoliate at all because I know my skin's very sensitive. So the first time I tried out their brush, I was very hesitant, so afraid that my skin was just gonna be red and blotchy all over, and it was surprisingly extremely gentle while being effective. This new system they have is actually their softest brush ever. It comes in 3 different brushes. So you have your everyday cleanser, and then you have your exfoliator, and then you also have the silicone brush, which I adore. Silicone is such a good product when it comes to anything beauty or health related. It just stays cleaner. It really resists bacteria building up. And with the silicone, you don't have to change your brush head every couple months. It lasts a lot longer, which is a lot more cost effective as well. So as someone who used to be very terrified to exfoliate too much, I am so glad I have come around to it because there are just so many benefits to it. Like I said, I didn't get rid of that dry skin at first, so I couldn't repair the problem. On the opposite side of this, I know a lot of people who are worried about overly moisturizing. They say they have oily skin, so they don't want to put more moisture into it. This is actually the opposite of what you should be doing. Oils balance out oils. So if you use the correct ones and the correct moisturizers, you actually balance those levels and your skin no longer feels the need to produce its own oils because you're giving it the moisture it needs. So I use a spin brush with my Cosmetics Benefit Clean Gentle Cleanser. You can use whatever cleanser you have on the brush. I don't like to use anything that has an actual exfoliant in it, so you don't overdo it. Just using a nice gentle cleanser, letting the brush do most of the work. If you guys go and check the description box below, there is a link so you can get 70% off the Ultimate Skin Spa for yourself. After exfoliating my skin, I want to put back a lot of good nutrients and product into the skin to kind of fix those problem areas. To do so, I use my True Botanicals line. They're really great because they have very specified products. You're not just getting like a one-for-all thing. You can really curate what you get to fit your needs. I started off with my nutrient toner, just taking a little bit on a cotton pad and rubbing it gently over my face. Toners are such a great first step to prep your skin for it to be ready for other products. It gets sort of any leftover dirt and oil and anything like that, and it can really shrink the appearance of your pores, and it helps your skin stay hydrated through the day. So it's a really important step that a lot of people skip, and I myself have definitely been guilty of that, but it is such a good add-on to your skin routine. A lot of people are afraid of toners because when they think of them, they think of very harsh alcohol-based products that are only for really greasy, acne-prone skin, but they're just not like that anymore. They're a really good balancing product. Next up, I use my Cellular Repair Serum. Again, serums are another thing that a lot of people don't use, but this really gets down way deeper into your skin than most products do, and more so than a traditional moisturizer will do. It really helps firm up your skin and just kind of tighten it all over. And finally, of course, no skincare routine of mine would be complete if I didn't use an oil. So I finished up with the Pure Radiance Oil, just taking a few drops of that and rubbing it into my skin and down my neck. If you have time, I definitely recommend waiting at least 30 seconds to a couple minutes between steps, kind of letting those products settle so you're not overly mixing them and diluting them with each other. Especially the oil in the end, I don't like to overly rub it in. I like the skin to absorb it on its own time. And I don't like putting my makeup on at all while it hasn't completely absorbed because then it kind of oils down my makeup. So if you have time, let that soak in. If you don't, I suggest taking either tissue or cotton ball and just kind of dabbing that on your skin, soaking up any excess so it doesn't mess your makeup up. And my final tip for dealing with whacked out crazy skin is to not wear more makeup, wear smarter makeup. A lot of times I know that it's so tempting to load on heavy foundations and concealers to hide it. But if you do this, you're just suffocating your skin and you're gonna clog your pores and you're gonna end up with worse skin in the end. But it's also really difficult to be patient and not wanna cover it up and let it just be. For me, color correcting has been my saving grace. My acne is typically very red, especially, I don't know what it is about this one spot on my face. It's typically where I have my really bad freak out moments. But I use Model Zone little quad pack. It's quite dirty right now. I actually don't know what this is specifically called because my labeling has now worn off, but I will link all the products below. Color correcting can be so much more beneficial than just concealing. Concealing, you have to just cover it up with the product, where this can actually camouflage it. Just a brief description of how color correcting works. If you think of a color wheel, whatever you're having a problem with, you do the color opposite it, so it balances it out and kind of hides it. So when I have red blotches in areas, I use my green to cover it up. As I mentioned, if you would like more information on my actual acne journey and struggling with that and overcoming that, I will link my previous video on that and also my new blog posts that share a little bit more information and how I fixed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it helps you out next time your skin just really isn't being a good friend. I love you guys and I will see you next week. Bye.